In this video, we're going to look at a second example of running linear regression to find the line of best fit. In number 2, it says the table shows the number of ice cream cones sold at each price. So we have X prices and then how many ice creams we were able to sell when the price was that price. We're going to start by making a scatter plot of our data. And so once again, each of these um, columns represents a point. So we're just going to plot these points. So at 0.5, I was at 35. At 1, I'm at 30. At 2, we're at 26. 3, we're at 19. I'm sorry, 3.5, we're at 19. My apologies. So ignore that point. And then 4.2, we're at 16. Okay. Once our points are on our graph, you can see that we're going to have a negative correlation here between the two, right? As price starts to go up, less people are willing to buy. So we see the total number of ice creams that we sell at each price go down. All right, so let's use our calculator here to find the line of best fit. So once again, when we're using our calculator, the first thing you're going to want to do is turn your diagnostics on. So to do that, you click second 0. That takes you into the catalog. Once again, it's in alphabetical order. So if you click where the green D is on your calculator next to matrix, that'll skip you down to the D's. And then if you scroll down, you'll see one that says diagnostic on, and you're just going to hit enter twice until the screen says done. Once you've done that, your calculator is ready to go. Now we can enter the data into our calculator. So to get the data into our calculator, we need to go to stat, once again, which you'll find to the left of the cursors. Then click enter to go into edit. And then you'll notice I have data already into my calculator. The Y's are correct, but the X's are not correct. So in order to remove data from your calculator, what you can do is you can move this little cursor bar over L1. You can hit clear and then hit enter, and it'll clear that entire column for you. And then you just need to type in these numbers. So 0.5, 1, 2, 3.5, and 4.25. You'll want to make sure that when you put the data in your calculator that the two columns should end at the same row. If they don't, the calculator is going to give you an error when you try to run your regression. All right, so we got the data in our calculator. Now we need to run the regression. So we're going to click stat. We're going to cursor over to where it says calc. And then we want to run a linear regression, which you notice is number 4 on the list. And if I hit enter, and I have to hit enter one more time, and it will bring me up to this screen. Remember, this is y equals mx plus b. For some reason, the calculator just puts an a instead of an m, but it's still your slope. And then it tells us what our slope is and what our y-intercept is, and we just need to plug those numbers in. So we get the equation y equals negative 4.8x and then plus 36. Okay, so that's our line of best fit, our equation for our line of best fit. And then you'll notice that the R value, okay, so when part B says identify and interpret the correlation coefficient, we see that the R value equals negative 0.99. Now you got to be careful reading some of these R values off the calculator. Some calculators, just depending on which one you're using, the negative sign gets interpreted as the equal sign. So make sure you notice that this is a negative R value, okay? This is negative 0.99. So be careful that you don't miss this negative. And because of this negative, we know that it's going to be a negative correlation. And we see that it's going to be a strong negative correlation because it's so close to -1, right? It's bigger, or it's less than negative 0.8. So because it's less than negative 0.8, we're going to say it's a strong negative correlation. All right, then the last question here says, predict the number of ice creams sold. Sorry, this question must have been copied wrong from the last problem. So let's predict the number of ice creams sold if the price is $5. Okay, so erase what was originally there. We're going to change it to what it should be. So predict the number of ice cream sold if the price is $5 is what it should say. So if we do this, remember this is the price, right? We're talking about the price here is $5. So we're going to plug, that's an X value. So we're going to plug that in for X and then recalculate what our Y would be. So we get Y equals negative 4.8. We're plugging in 5 and then we're going to add 36 to that. So you can just type this directly into your calculator. So negative 4.8, we're going to multiply that by 5 and then we're going to add 36 to whatever that product is. And we get Y equals 12. So we would expect 12 ice cream cones to be sold if they were charging $5 a cone. All right,